NFL Discover It Miles card automatically matches all the miles you earn at the end of your first year. Limitations apply. Discover Match for new card members only. Learn more at discover.com/travel. I read that as fast as I can possibly read anything. I don't even know why. It was just flying out of my mouth right there. Joy Taylor is joining us. Jeff Swartz in about 10 minutes. He's fantastic and funny and all that stuff. His brother is an offensive lineman with the very good Chiefs, and he was a great offensive lineman for years in the NFL. So Magic Johnson went on the other network today, ESPN, and decided, you know what, I'm going to come out publicly and defend myself. Magic Johnson's had an interesting career. We were talking earlier about it's not linear in life. Magic was one of the greatest players I've ever seen. I think he's the second or third best player I've ever seen, and really carried this league for about 10 years with Larry Bird. I didn't work as a coach, didn't work as a talk show host, clearly didn't work, running the Lakers. And Magic just wanted to defend himself today and say, okay, I got a brand here, and I got a reputation, and everybody's taking shots at me, and I want to come out and defend myself. And he did not go on there to bang LeBron. People were saying, oh, Magic's going to just throw grenades, and that's not who Magic Johnson is. Magic's a good guy, but he did come out and he dropped this little caveat. He said, people around the Laker office were telling me Rob Pelinka was saying things, and I didn't like those things being said behind my back. And, so I started getting calls from people around the league saying things were being talked about me outside of basketball. And he pretty much went after Rob Pelinka, who, by the way, now runs the Lakers, and we've been told will run the Lakers. It was, I know a lot of people listen or watch this show and think, you media guys, you're a bunch of gas bags and this and that. This was what everybody was saying for like 2 months, is that Pelinka and Magic didn't get along, and Pelinka was, walking into the office saying, where's Magic? And everybody knew Magic was out of town or on a business trip or whatever. Magic's a busy guy. He's, I don't even know, is he a billionaire? He's one of those guys. He's got his own planes. He takes August off, and I never thought he was a good fit for this job, although he's obviously a wildly smart, successful guy. But go back. Remember when Magic quit and he had that rambling soliloquy, the filibuster for like 90 minutes? And it was classic Magic. He's just talking. And Magic lights a room up. He's a good talker, very verbal. And he's just talking. And then there was this one question where he answered it very, very quickly.
Have you really not told me?
No, I haven't.
Did you tell Rob Pelinka?
Nope.
Excuse me, that was, what, that's it? It was rather, let's do it again. It was a quick question about Rob Pelinka. The answer was very quick.
Did you tell Rob Pelinka?
Nope.
That was the only question Magic didn't elaborate on. Even in slow motion, you can listen in slow motion.
Nope.
Did you tell Rob Pelinka?
Nope.
It's just in, out, done. You saw it right there. Like this thing was fractured. It wasn't going to work. And Magic today just wanted to come out and defend himself. He just wanted to defend himself. He's got a massive business. He got a little money in the Dodgers. I think he was the first franchisee at Starbucks. He's a human LinkedIn. He knows everybody in every league, and ambassadors and presidents and governors. And I think he has a right to come out. I'll say this. When Magic went on today, here's what's remarkable. If you want to know about the Lakers' dysfunction, I want you to think about this. So there's no bigger star in L.A. than Magic, because Kobe lives down in Orange County. It's about an hour away. So Magic's the biggest star in L.A., right? Even counting like movie stars. Magic walks in with Ryan Gosling. Magic's a bigger star in L.A. So Magic's a legend. He's been successful in business. The Lakers had a coach who couldn't win any games. And according to Magic today, went on TV and said they wouldn't allow me to fire Luke Walton. Time out. So if Magic in L.A., with his business acumen and success and resume, can't fire a coach who's struggling, and I like Luke, but he was struggling, and what does that tell you? If Magic wasn't given power, who's going to be given power? Who's running it? I mean, if Magic couldn't get rid of the coach, they're going to let Rob Pelinka have a lot of say? For the record, Frank Vogel is holding a press conference today with the Lakers, and I'm told LeBron is there, not talking, but is there in support. Joy Taylor with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Well, Kevin Durant is out on Twitter today.
Oh, he is?
He is often criticized for his social media habits. He fired back at our own Chris Broussard today on Twitter.
What? Excuse me?
Mm-hmm. Broussard said Katie's worst nightmare was having the general public discount his 2 rings because of the team around him. And Durant responded and said, well, Chris said, if the Warriors win the title without KD, does that diminish his 2 rings? He's quoting a bit that we posted on Fox Sports Radio from his show.
Right.
And Kevin Durant responded and said, I see a little exaggeration there, buddy. My worst nightmare? You sure that is the worst that it can get? Obviously, they're both being a little bit exaggerators here. It's not his worst nightmare, but it is something to discuss, as we were just discussing. This is going to be a chapter in the Kevin Durant book that the Warriors were better without him. Again, I don't know why everyone thought that the Warriors were going to be terrible without Kevin Durant. They were Game 7 and 1 Kyrie shot away from winning that championship. There wasn't that much fall off. Like what happened that was that dramatic? Obviously, Kevin Durant puts them on another plateau, as we've seen. But I don't even really think that this is an indictment of Kevin Durant. This is just how good the Warriors are.
Yeah,
it's not like the Warriors were losing with Kevin Durant. I don't understand why everyone's panicking.
For an example, let's say Brady retires in 2 years and the Patriots win a Super Bowl without Brady. Well, we knew Belichick was great.
Right.
It doesn't lessen Tom's greatness.
Right.
What it's saying is their system is so damn good, you can win with both. Brady and Durant made it easier, and they're both Hall of Famers, but does anybody really think Brady is carrying a bad coach and a bad system?
I mean, there's some idea that Brady does elevate all of his receivers and the offense and things like that, but we know that they have a great offensive line every single year, and Belichick is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, football coach of all time. So, they should still be good without Tom Brady, or it's a huge indictment of their organization.
Right.
So, I don't, and again, they weren't bad with Kevin Durant. So, this is not an indictment of Kevin Durant. It's not an indictment of anyone.
Yeah.
They can be greater and still great. Like, there's nothing wrong on either side here.
It's the Eagles pre-Joe Walsh. Great without him, great with him. They're
and
both
it doesn't
great.
discredit his rings either. People, if you want to discredit Kevin Durant, you're going to find a way to do that.
Sure.
Kevin Durant was still the finals MVP of both of those finals and outplayed LeBron in his prime in both of them. So it's all going to be fine. So rumor has it that the Jets would like to hire Peyton Manning to run the team's football operations.
Yeah.
He has no front office experience and would not be a traditional hire.
Yeah.
That seems to fit Christopher Johnson's MO this hiring cycle.
Yeah.
So Matt Miller of Bleacher Report is also providing some context on the Jets situation, which has been much discussed over the past week or so.
Oh, I love this.
Because they made Adam Gase the interim GM of the Jets. Gase is now the interim GM of the Jets, which is one high-level evaluator with another team said is the biggest mistake anyone in the NFL has made in years. Gase is crazy. He's the most paranoid person in the world.
Yikes.
Pro Football Talk put out a story about the GM that they just fired and Adam Gase not having a lot of communication before the draft, and that being a big problem for Gase, which I feel like is a big problem, period. You probably want your coach to have a significant say in the players that he's going to coach and have in his system over just what the GM wants to happen. But it's like we've been talking about with the Lakers. I just don't like all the noise that's coming out of the Jets. They have Sam Darnold. They have Le'Veon Bell. Adam Gase was supposed to be a good hire for them. I think they are going to find a GM, but it's just a lot. It's not comforting.
It's a mess. It's just, and we all know Adam Gase is intense, but dude, scale back. It's May. What's the season going to be like?
I don't know. Very noisy, probably. And finally, Deontay Wilder added another violent finish to his career highlight reel with a brutal one-punch knockout at 2:17 of round 1.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, it even moved the guy's ears.
It moved his ears.
It rattled his earlobes.
Yeah, well, that KO on Dominic Breazeale got quite the reaction from everyone, including the spectators. And this guy in the front here with the red tie has gone viral, although everyone's face is kind of the same. It's really dramatic.
Wow. To knock out with gloves a guy that big, the velocity of that punch.
Well, Deontay Wilder's a pretty big guy himself. But this is good, though. This is good for boxing. We always talk about how boring the style of Floyd Mayweather was for so many years. So I like that the heavyweights are back in it now. Everyone's talking about a possible fight with Anthony Joshua as a 3-belt title holder.
Okay, so that's the next great fight.
Well, they also want everyone wants a rematch with Tyson Fury, which I would like to see as well. There's obviously some negotiating issues on both of those fights.
We got 3 heavyweights now that can fight.
Either of